welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a little bit of Easter-like coloring. We are going to be using the Markart 120 set of colored pencils. I have mine in this case. And I figured I would just, because we haven't used these on the channel yet, not that I can remember anyway, I would show you my swatch chart real quick before we get started. I have already picked the colors out though. So this is a set of 120. And this is the swatch chart of all the beautiful colors that are in this set. I really enjoy these pencils a lot. But we are going to be coloring in Bold Springtime to Color by Eleri Fowler. And I thought what we would do is, find my page here. There is this double page spread in here with these small images of all these different baby chicks in different like little scenes or whatever. So I thought we would do these and perhaps do an individual video for each one of these. And then when we get to the end, we'll do a background or something like that to tie that all together. But so today we are going to start on this image right here. And I'll get everything situated and get you zoomed in, and we will get started. Set this off to the side. I'll zoom you in. Sorry for bumping the camera. There we go. I think that will work. And the colors that I've picked for this image are right here. And I will call out the color numbers like I normally do as I'm coloring. But I thought I would write these down and let you kind of see what these are going to look like. And I will leave this kind of off to the side if I can. I think we will start... let's go ahead and start with our little baby chicks. So we'll be using this yellow combination. Here, let's see if I can adjust things here to where you can see a little better, hopefully. I may need to zoom in just a little bit more. So that you can see just a little bit better. And there we go. Hopefully that's okay. All right. So the colors that I have here are, turn everything around here so you can see, N002, N001, N049, and N084. And I figure if we feel like we need a deeper shadow in any area, then we will grab our N003 to do that with. So I do have that laying here. However, I'm not sure that we will be using that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the N002. And just going to get started. Let me actually sharpen this one. I thought I sharpened them all, but apparently I missed this one particular pencil. Sorry about that. All right. So N002. So I'm just going to go kind of along the edge here. And then fade it in towards the middle. Okay, and then we will go under his head a little bit, give him a little shadow there. Okay. I don't know why I just laid that down. And I'll also go around the outside edge of his little head. And then along the bottom side of his little wing and where it meets the body, and then fade out. And on his little tail, a little bit of this where they overlap and where it meets the body. Just like that. Now we are ready to move on to N001. And we'll go over what we just laid down and fade that out. And working our way towards the center. Okay. And next will be N049. And just repeat that process, going over everything we've put down, extending it a little bit and fading it out, leaving room for our last color. Okay. And lastly, we will take our N084 and go over everything. I really do enjoy using these Markart. They work very nicely. They are a little bit crumbly, but that doesn't bother me. Just to his little tummy. And of course, if you don't have the Markart colored pencils, you can use any brand of colored pencil you would like to use and just try to pick similar colors if you want to follow along, that is. Alright, and I think I am going to take a little bit of this N003 and just deepen up a little bit of the shadows, give him a little bit more contrast here. So I'm just going to go right under his head, put a little bit there, and then that bottom side of his little wing there, around the outside edge, his tail feathers where they overlap. Try to add a little there and around the outside of his head. Just to kind of deepen that up just a little. Hopefully help make him look a little more rounded. Just like that. I think he's pretty cute. Okay, I think, the one thing I didn't pick out was color for the beak. So give me just a moment. I'm gonna pause the camera, and while I have it paused, I'm gonna go ahead and finish these two, and then I will pick out a color for their beaks and come back and do that part on camera. That way you don't have to watch me do all three when they're pretty much identical. But all right, I'll be right back. All right, I apologize about that, but I am back and I finished off our other two little baby chicks and chose the colors for the beaks, and I did go ahead and do their two beaks, but I will show you how I did that on this one. So the colors that I chose for that are 4, 50, and 003. All right, so we're gonna take N004, and let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna take this N004, and we're gonna just put some of this just along the bottom of the beak, and kind of fade up a little. I know this is a small space, but I think we can get all three in there. Then we're gonna go over top of that with the N050. Go over what we laid down, extend it a little, and fade it. And then lastly, we'll go over all of it with our N003. Blend all those colors together and fill that in. Just like that. All right, so now we will move on, and I think we'll go ahead and do this branch they're sitting on. So for that, I have chosen N100, N021, and N020 for that. Let me just grab my pencils, and then we will get started. Apologize for all the shuffling. 100, 21, and 20. Okay, slide this up a little bit, and I'm just going to take this N020. I don't know if that's showing up. And I'm going to do a really light base layer over the whole branch. Just really light. Barely touching the page. I'm going to try to get it as even as possible, but I'm not too concerned because we're going to be putting more colors on top. So, and it will blend out evenly, so. Okay, just like that. And now we're gonna take this N100 and we will go along where it meets with the frame and put some down and fade it out. And then to try to make this branch look rounded, we're going to also go along the outside edges with about medium to heavy pressure, and then we're going to fade in towards the center of the branch. Okay. This little area here, it's pretty skinny, so if we can't get all the colors in that area, then it's not a big deal. Anyway, so we're going to repeat the same along the top edge of the branch. Again, medium to heavy pressure. And fade that in to the center. Now, if we had more room to work with, which you can still try to do it, I have done it on some that have been this small before, but you can always take the darkest color and go in and try to add some texture to make it look more like wood, if you choose to. I don't think I'm going to do that today in this one, but we'll see. I may change my mind. We know how that goes. Okay, just like that. And now we'll go over top of that with our N21 and extend it. And just making sure you leave room for the lightest color. Okay, along this side. There we go. And now we'll take N20 and finish filling this all the way in. Blend all the colors together and fill in any white space that's left behind. And I do apologize because you probably will hear my son playing in the background. All right. So and then finish this side. And you can always, unless you have completely burnished the page, you can always take your darker color and go back over that and darken up those shadows. And I am going to try to put a little bit more of this 100 along these outside edges. Okay. There are our little baby chicks on their branch, and mine is looking, my tree branch looks a lot darker on camera for some reason than it does in person, but we're just gonna go with it. So next we will do the leaves, which we're gonna use N43, N88, and N45 for the leaves. Right where I've stuck those. There they are. Alright. So, get you readjusted. Sorry for all the movement. Let me zoom back out just a hair so you can see a little more of this image in there. Hopefully that's a little better. Anyway, we will get started on the leaves. We're going to use, we're going to start with N43, which is our darkest color. And I'm going to go along where the leaf meets the branch and put a little bit of that darker color and then fade towards the center. Next will be N88. Go over top of that, extend it and fade it. And lastly, N45. We'll take over top of all of that. And we will deepen up the shadow area again with N43. Get that a little deeper shadow. And you can vary, and I try to tend to do that on a lot of my images. I don't end up doing it on all of them, but I tried to put my shadow area in a different place each time when I can, just to make it look a little different. So that was N43. Now we've got N88. And N45. Just like that. And so for this one, I think I'll go along this bottom edge here and fade up. Then N88. And lastly, N45 over everything. And then here, go back to where it meets the stem, and then fade it out. Just like that. That way each one of the leaves looks just a little bit different instead of looking identical. Which there's nothing wrong with repeating it and having them all look the exact same way. If you like doing it that way, that's perfectly okay. There is no wrong way to color. So it's whatever you enjoy, it makes you happy, and brings you some joy, is what we should all do. But I especially like doing it This way, when it is a page that has quite a few leaves on it, that way that kind of helps keep me from getting bored with it as easily and quickly as I would if I was doing each one the exact same way. Which for some people, they find that to be, you know, kind of relaxing and meditative. But and if so, like I say, what makes you happy is what you should do. But for me, it tends to make me lose interest sometimes in what I'm working on. Give me just a minute, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I apologize for that, but I'm back, and we're gonna keep working on this, which I may actually, I should have done that while it was paused. I may go off camera here in a second and finish the leaves, and then come back and do the flowers, and then part of this like rope border. So let me do that. I think I probably will. I'll do these other two leaves that are connected to the branch, go off camera, do all the rest of the leaves along the border in the same manner that I'm doing it now, just kind of randomly changing up where the shadow area is, but using these same three colors. That way this video won't be too long and hopefully not too boring. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna pause right here, like I said, and finish the leaves, and then I'll be back to do the flowers. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've now got the leaves all done, and we'll start on the flowers. So the colors that I chose for the flowers are 79, 71, and 13. And I think for the center, we will use 001 and 084. So first we will do the center. I'm gonna zoom you in even more so that hopefully you can see a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna take the 001, just go along the edge of the circle for the center. And some of these are really tiny, so it could be can be a little difficult or a little challenging to get the more than one color in there. I cannot speak today. Next will be, excuse me, will be 84. I'm gonna just fill the rest of that in. Just like that. Okay. And then we will take number 79, and where each petal meets the center of the flower, put a little bit of this and just fade it towards the end. I know there's not a whole lot of room, so just do the best we can to get that to fit. Do the same here. Okay. And then number 71. Go over that and extend it. Try to leave a little space for the last color. Okay. And finally, our number 13. Go over the whole petal. Blend everything in. Okay, and I'm just gonna take my number 79 and deepen that up just a little bit right by the middle of the flower. Just like that. And now we will move down here and do the same thing for these other two flowers. Again, starting with number 79. Excuse me. Number 71. Your allergies have been acting up and they have me doing a lot of sneezing and coughing. Alright, and number 13. Go over everything. Okay. Just like that. Alright, now, I think I've decided just to have a little bit more of this color combination on the page because I do like it a lot. This little teardrop shape here, I'm going to do as if it was a little jewel or something and use these colors to color that in. And we'll do the rest of this in our other brown combination. And what I'll do is I'll do this and then I'll show you a section of the frame part, how I'm going to do it. I'll pause and then I'll finish it off camera, come back on to show you the final result. And yeah, so excuse me, I'm going to do this teardrop here. Going in with number 79 right here where it meets the frame thing. I'm not sure what else to call that, so yep. And then I'm going to take this color around the edge just to try to make this look a little bit more rounded. I got a little bit more of this around that edge than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress it. So now number 71, we'll go over that. Fade in towards the center. And lastly, our 13. Go over all of it. And then once I'm done with the heart shape, I will take a white gel pen and add a highlight and probably go over the black line of that shape there. So let's move on to the little heart shape, and we're going to come back up here to the top. Again, the colors that I chose for this one are $20, $86, and $85. And this right here is what that's going to look like. So, all right, I'm gonna take number 20, which is our darkest color. I'm gonna take our number 20, which is our darkest color. And I'm gonna go along the outside edge of these little shapes here. So this little frame is gonna actually take me probably longer than the rest of the picture did. But I'm gonna go along the outside and blend it towards the, fade it towards the middle. And then I'm going to go over top of that with number 86. And lastly, go over all of it with 85. Just like that. And I'm going to take my number 20 and go back along the edge just to deepen up the color around the edge. All right. I'll do a few more of these little sections and then I'll pause and do the rest off camera for you and come back and show you the final result. Before we go, now some of these are pretty narrow and you may not be able to really get the different colors in there, and that's fine. I'm not gonna let that stress me too much. So I'll go over this with 86 now. And then lastly with 85. Go over top of all of it. Just like that. And I'm going to actually resharpen number 20. And then I'll go around the outside edge again of all of those sections. So for this, you will want a pretty sharp pencil, considering some of these areas are so narrow. If you plan on using more than one color. Of course, you can always just straight color it with one single color and that will look good too. But all right, so I'm gonna pause here and go off camera and finish this. And when we come back, you will get to see the final product, and we'll add some white gel pen and maybe some glitter gel pen to this image, and then we'll be done. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, I am back. I've got this finished, and I've added some white, a little bit of white gel pen details to some things, just some little dots and stuff. And now the only thing we have left we're going to do is add some Jelly Roll Stardust, clear Jelly Roll Stardust. I apologize for my cat in the background. Hold on one second. Okay. The only thing we have left that we're going to do on this page is add some clear Jelly Roll Stardust to this little part that I don't know if it was meant to be a gem or what, but I colored it like it was a gem. So we're going to add some clear Jelly Roll Stardust to that to make it sparkly. I was going to put my Jelly Roll glaze pen, clear glaze pen on top, but for some reason I can't seem to find that one. So we'll just use the clear Stardust to make it sparkly. Hopefully you can see that shimmer. All right, and I think that does it for today. For today's video, back you back out there. So there are our little chickies sitting on the branch. For the next video, I think we will be doing the baby chicks with the eggs in the nest. And yeah, I think that one will be our next video. So if you like this video or videos like these, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave me a comment down below letting me know if you have this book or these pencils, or if you're going to color along with me on this, or if there's anything you'd like to see on the channel, see more of, anything at all like that. Leave me a comment down below. And if you have not done so already, please consider subscribing. And until the next time, stay safe and happy coloring. Bye, guys.